Hey guys, HermdoGGaming here, and a little bit different video today. I thought since there's such a major update happening in Phasmophobia, a game that's a very big part of my channel, I thought we should take a look at, what's new and what's changing. This update was teased like months ago, and they've been giving us like just slight things that are coming. Finally here, grand update, progression, new leveling system. Okay, I've heard a couple of these things. I haven't looked at what the actual thing is going to be, but new rates, progression, new unlocks, a new prestige system. All current players have been reset to prestige 1, level 1. This way you can continue to play with your unlocked difficulty. Okay. Players now found editing their level will be banned. A lot of YouTubers and streamers did that. On launching the game for the first time after updating, you're presented with a new screen to choose a unique badge with options based on your pre-update level. Once saved, this is uneditable, so choose carefully. A legacy badge. That's nice. Like I said, I don't really like the badges we have so far. We have the intern badge, the Christmas badge, and the Easter badge. Equipment upgrades. Each equipment now has 3 tiers. Okay, they've been teasing that. Tiers cost a large sum of money to unlock, but each tier will cost the same to bring into a contract. Okay. Upgrade a piece of equipment, reach the required level, go to the shop and press on any item's UI tile on the screen, and hit upgrade. Alright. So, we're going to start out with some really shitty stuff, and then go up, I guess. Several names have been replaced to accommodate changes, so the word covers a broader spectrum. Fingerprint evidence is now ultraviolet. Footsteps are footprints. Candles and lantern are firelight. Matchbox and lighters are igniter. Smudge stick and sensor are incense. Camcorders and movie camera are video camera. Glow sticks and UV torches are UV light. Sanity pills, and shot are sanity medication. Shot. Head-mounted camera, flashlight, and goggles are headgear. You can get a head-mounted flashlight? What? That'll be so good. And we get strong flashlights are just flashlights. Okay. Alright. So they felt that dots wasn't very interactive evidence, I guess. Instead of being a clone of the ghost that gets spawned in and revealed with dots, the following will happen. Get duplicate dots ghost or dots trigger during events, hunts, or other interactions. Ghosts with dots evidence can now enter a short dot state where they are temporarily visible with infrared light. During this time, they will wander towards the nearest player before disappearing. Dots ghost photos can now count as normal ghost photos. Okay. Banshees will roam towards their target. I like this. You can now turn off firelights by pressing the use button again while holding it. Firelights now have a duration for their effects and no longer stop the sanity drain completely, with different amounts of sanity benefits per tier. Okay. Parabolic mic. When using a parabolic mic, which I could never figure out, you now clearly hear all sounds you are aiming towards within range, while all other sounds will be muffled. Okay. It's a little better. Incense, the interval on which the ghost checks if an incense is active, is now much smaller, making repelling ghosts much more consistent. Okay. Using incense during another incense effects will now reset the timer instead of doing nothing. Okay. So it resets the timer now. That's better. I didn't know it did nothing before, but I guess that's a better upgrade. Salt will now only reveal footprints if the ghost has ultraviolet evidence. UV footprints must now be charged with a UV light to take a successful photo. Footprints will be affected by ghost traits similar to fingerprints, and glow sticks can now be used again after they dim to shake and revitalize the light they produce. Okay, so you can... So they just have to be shaken. Okay. I thought they were going to run out. Thermometers and temperatures. Thermometers are now counted as a starter item alongside the other evidence items. The cold breath effect will now show at 5 degrees Celsius and below. That's gonna suck. So that means we're gonna have to get the thermometer to check if it's freezing temps or not. You must now use a thermometer to find freezing temps. Yeah. To receive a room temperature reading, you must now hold the use button for a short period. Tiers 2 and 3 only. Room temperatures will now be much more consistent between players. This was a problem we were having in our games, where my thermometer always seemed to be like 10 degrees off for some reason. Freezing ghosts can now lower the temperature to negative 10 degrees. Non-freezing ghosts can lower to 1 degree. That's pretty close. Temperatures will now drop at 1/3 the current speed if the temperature is below the minimum weather temperature. Okay. Only 4 tripods and video cameras now. Ghosts can now throw video cameras. And they can now knock over tripods. That's interesting. So, you can go check your camera, and that's not where I put it. Consumable. Some items are now consumable. This means that if you use an item during a contract marked as consumable in the shop, you will have to purchase it again when you leave. Disabling lose items and custom different will not consume items, so... These ones are consumable. The crucifixes, the firelights 1 and 2, I'm guessing that's the matches. Or no, that's the candles. And the igniter, all tiers, so that'd be the matches and the lighter. Incense 1 and 2. Salt, all tiers. And sanity medication, all tiers. So yeah, I guess if you use them, yeah. That makes a little bit more sense. I didn't think we were going scraping up all the salt. Check out, we've got the photo system now. Added a new photo camera system which takes into consideration the distance and view angle of the evidence. This will significantly change the quality of photos. Evidence and photos will now need to be closer and centralized to get a higher quality reward. So rewards have their values adjusted to feel more rewarding and encouraging. Completion of objectives, rewards for all objectives, tasks, and the weekly challenge have been increased drastically. Any experience earned will now give you the same amount in dollars. I think it already did that, I thought. Rewards for collecting the bone will no longer be affected by the reward multiplier. Okay, that's a nice thing. Because that means if you die, but you got the bone, you still get like 20 bucks. New training mission, that's nice, because the original ones kind of sucked. Set in a custom build with different rooms to show the player how to use each item of evidence equipment. So let's give tips and tricks on how to play the game in controlled environment. Yeah. Okay, so better gamepad. Can now block other players. Okay. That's good if you play in public lobbies. I don't play in public lobbies. I don't generally do that. If I'm playing with someone in this game, I want to know who they are. Upgraded the Unity engine, swap from forward to forward plus renderer. Add a help button. Clicking on any equipment panel in the shop or loadout page will now open a new window displaying new information. Okay. A small tier button has been added to the top left of each equipment item in the shop, which you clicked. Quickly cycle through unlocked upgrades. New gameplay descriptions and lore notes have been added to all equipment viewable. Okay. You can now set a loadout to auto buy. This will refill any missing items when finishing a mission, but only you have the money. Only you have the money to buy all the missing. I'm guessing it's supposed to say only if you have the money to buy all the missing items. Added range indicators while placing to all ghostwriting books and motion sensor. Okay, so now we can see what area the ghostwriting book covers, because before I was kind of hoping the ghost goes there. Gamepad UI for the journal. Added a fade to the VR head collision. When the game loads into a map or the main menu, it will now always be a smooth fade for VR and non-VR. The ghost will now leave EMF when blowing out a candle. That kind of makes sense. Several equipment items can now be turned on and off by pressing use when aiming at them while they are placed. Okay, so you can turn on and off things. And then, you know, a couple VR headsets. A new in-game voice system. That's... I mean, the current one was fine. Once they got some of the bugs fixed up. So I'm hoping this doesn't add more bugs, because last time they changed the voice system, there was a few bugs that made it a little annoying. Sometimes we loaded into a map and we couldn't hear anyone. Or one person couldn't speak and everyone else could. Several new sounds for equipment. Move the camera view for the head-mounted camera so that it's slightly easier to watch other players' view. So now it probably watches like what the actual player sees, which because the view from the player is like more along the chest area in the game, I think. Or is it? No, it's at the head. It's at the head. Crucifix will now have an extra 50% range per tier against demons. Incense will now have an extra 50% duration per tier against Moroi. Rebaked lighting in all locations, main menu, and training. So new lighting. Increase the height of the equipment list panel in the lobby. Okay. Increase the penalty for choosing a monkey paw in custom games. I wish to see the ghost will no longer teleport the ghost in front of you. Instead, it will reveal it where the ghost is in its current position. Oh, okay. So I guess that could work in a small house to help. Turning off flashlights in custom differently will now turn off all types of flashlights, dots, UV. Oh, jeez. Updated all equipment loadouts for weekly challenges to accommodate tiers. Some are harder, some are easier. Oh boy. Reduce the chance for a ghost to interact with a door as it was overpowering other interactions. Move the tarot cards in the collection cabinet so you can see them all at once on all aspect ratios. Yeah, that is nice because when I click on it, I can't see them all. Candles found inside contracts can still be lit, but are no longer grabbable and do not provide any sanity-altering effects. Damn it! Take a ghost photo objective will no longer count if you take a ghost photo when your journal is already full. Well, give us a bigger journal then. Don't do that. Light range has been reduced and will no longer cast shadows to save performance. Improve the performance of the fountain in Sunny Meadows. I don't know what that really means. VR stuff. Replace Turkish font to make it more readable. VR stuff. Several candles in Sunny Meadows Chapel have been adjusted. Light range has been reduced and will no longer cast shadows to save performance. The fallen candelabras will now start off and cannot be relit. Okay. And then we got a lot of fixes. But it should not result in lights not casting any visible light. E.g. basement floor being black, dots not showing on walls. Yeah, that we've had some of that. The weekly timer will now display the minutes and seconds left when there are less than 24 hours left. Okay. They will now have the correct interaction rate. I guess they were wrong before. Not that I really noticed. EMF interactions can no longer cause incorrect collisions with objects. Okay. Players no longer change their order between the lobby, truck, and journal. Okay. Fix a common crash when initializing VR. You can no longer repel the ghost for another player with an unlimited range. She's lighting a smudge in the truck. Wait, you could do that before? Why weren't we doing that? Why weren't we doing that? They will no longer age when only a dead player is nearby. Faye will now do fewer ghost events as it ages instead of more, so the Fae's got a lot of fixes. Yokai will now have an increased chance to hunt. An increased hunt chance and activity for all talking players instead of just the host. It was just the host before? Tanglewood basement audio effects will now change when they should. Tanglewood basement room bounds are now accurate. Mayor will no longer count keyboards and TV remotes as light sources. Okay. Okay. Just the TV remotes and the keyboards, because they turn on lights, but they're not the light source, I guess. The ghost can no longer get stuck at the back of the Woodwind Games tent. Okay. That's good. That's a good thing. Sunny Meadows camera icons will now show on the correct floor. Oh. Well, the correct floor now. The setup timer will now be set to 0 after using the Ouija board. The Ghost Mist event will now move towards you instead of above you. The monkey paw can now be grabbed while the Sunny Meadows Chapel cross is on fire. This was a problem that came up during the stream last week, actually. We lit the chapel on fire. We couldn't get the monkey's paw. Check that out. Items during contracts will no longer break if you are holding an item in the main menu before loading. What? Numbers and player names will no longer be translated when using Arabic. Several items will no longer push you around while held and you are crouched. Jeez, there's a lot of things that I was missing in this game, apparently. Fix a crash on low-end hardware that caused quality settings to be set to early. Too early? Due to the new voice system, issues with desynced voice chat, voice delays, and poor voice audio quality are now significantly improved. Okay, so they're saying it's improved now. I'll believe it when I see it. The VR loading phase will now be completely back. You can no longer walk through the bushes in Willow. Ghosts can no longer spawn, travel to unintended locations in high school. What were the unintended locations? Mimics will no longer always have cold breath if they had previously mimicked a Hantu. So if the mimic mimicked a Hantu, it just always created cold breath. That's interesting. And now it doesn't do that anymore, so I won't be able to even check. Lighting the summoning circle will no longer turn the lights on in the room the ghost was previous. I did not even know it did that. Moonlight will no longer be visible in the Sunny Meadows basement restricted wing. The photo camera can now be detected by the ghost during a hunt when a non-host is holding it. Okay. The High Priestess Tarot card will now correctly work in single player. Alright, there's still some known issues. Players sometimes do not leave the lobby correctly and are still visible, causing a bug where you have to restart. Changing the key bindings won't currently change the sticky notes in the new training mode. Some shiny surface reflections, such as the truck floor, will flicker on and off when viewed from a particular angle. Enabling MSAA will cause white outlines to appear around certain surfaces. VR placement highlight is incorrectly aligned in the truck and belt in most cases. Actual placement position is correct. VR headgear can be toggled on and off when grabbed, and some equipment and fingerprint photos may be inconsistent. So those are all the changes and everything, major things. Let's look at some of the upgrades they have for these we have now. These were things that they have announced already. We'll figure out more later when we actually get the full update. So now there's 3 tiers of cameras. We have an old beat up camera, the current one, and then we have like a movie grade video camera. Okay, so that's interesting. And what we got for tripods? Strangely ignored our video. Freely without fear. Option. Ghosts can now throw video cameras in a similar way to items found in locations. To save the day, attach your video camera to a tripod. Drastically lower the chance of a ghost moving your much needed video feed. Tier 1 is it's a rough plastic and scratched legs don't make it the sturdiest tripod, but it's much better than leaving a camera lying around. Tier 2 is a newer, fresh out of the packaging and features a small motorized attachment where you can place your video camera. You can then head back to the safety of the truck and rotate your video camera without the fear of getting jumped by a lurking ghost. And Tier 3 has the same motorized attachment, but the tripod itself is much sturdier. It's made of a strong metal, features sturdier feet mounts, and is almost impossible to knock over by paranormal effects. If you want to come back to your video camera still standing, this is the tripod for you. So now the tripods, we can readjust the angle, which is going to be nice, because sometimes you'd get back to the truck and look and go, oh shit, that's a horrible angle. Got some new ID cards. Yeah, platform you're playing on is displayed. Prestige badge, special badge. Okay. So with the parabolic mics. So tier 1 is a small affordable one, obviously. Turning it on will equip the player with a set of headphones, muffling the world around them. When the parabolic microphone picks up a sound with its long range, it will be played through the headphones, allowing the player to hear it clearly. Tier 2 looks like what the one we already kind of have, with a larger sound amplifying dish and improved sensor. Display in the combined volume reading. And then we got this mother here. Visually display exactly where the sound is coming from with its sonar style display. Additionally, each individual sound spot on the screen will display its volume, perfect for those noisy environments with multiple sounds playing at once. So we got sonar now, eventually. There's going to be some updating. So saying experience and money values are now tied. I thought they were before. I could have been wrong, but Tier 1 is the Ghost Hunt and Salt Shaker. You can now place 2 piles per canister, and you can bring 3 canisters. Tier 2 is a wooden container filled with special pink Himalayan salt. With a large capacity, you can place 3 piles down, but instead of a small spot, you can place a line of salt, perfect for blocking doorways or corridors. And Tier 3 brings a lot more to the table. Glass bottle filled with a custom blend of black salt that has been blessed. If a ghost steps in this during its past state, it will be repelled back the way it came. Effectively trap a ghost in its room if you place the salt correctly. During the ghost hunting state, if a ghost passes through the special salt, it will be slowed down considerably for a short time. So now we can slow the ghost down with the salt, as long as we have the highest level salt. That's good. It was announced 2 months ago. Phasmophobia is coming to consoles. We got some new ultraviolet stuff that they've announced before, but just go over that real quick if you haven't keep paying attention. Basically, you have to now charge the UV stuff, and then when you turn it off, they glow in the dark, like it's showing here. UV flashlight has longer range, narrow spotlight, faster charge time, and then the UV Light Pro is this big monster here. Yeah. And then we got the EMF upgrade. That's gonna suck. And then we got the old reliable. And then we got, this thing that's gonna, tell us where to go. Freezing temps. We're gonna have a little thermometer. Old reliable, but now you got to press the button. I believe is what I said earlier, up in the new update there. And then we'll have this, which also you have to press the button, but it looks like it's going to more efficiently scan the room. And the last one I think we got is the dots. The dots now. There's a handheld flashlight here. Old reliable, and then this like room scanning thing. And yeah, that's it. That's all the announcements they've made. So what's this gonna be like? It seems like it's gonna be pretty interesting. We'll see. But I can't wait to get in and try it. So thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, just let me know. I can do, for other games I play, go through their updates and things like that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye then.